inspirational speech of the day. Go what? You trying to get me in trouble?
The fuel tank is broken.
I think the tap just broke, but I'm not sure. The copper pipe came out, but it might come out. The spitter. Oh, it's terrible, terrible. Oh, the jets are going to be so bad. Look, it's like sand, look.
You should put that on your show, man. Fly above you and say, this is your garage, this is your
What show?
On your Instagram.
What, use his drone?
It's only around self of wind, so they move away from obstacles. That's
Wow.
why it's good for kiting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it doesn't, you need someone else to control it.
Got a credit card?
Interesting to see the CB running a touch. It ran not very well at all. One of the pilot jets was so clogged. I had to use guitar wire in the end, and even that didn't work. It took a long time to unclog it. I've actually left all of the jets in the bowls, and I'm letting the bowls soak overnight so that it can be really clean. I think I should probably put some sort of inline filter in between the tank and the carb, because there's potentially rust going through, but even then they were bad. I don't think I ever cleaned them. I think they were sold on eBay a while back as from a running bike, so I didn't bother cleaning them, but they were really bad. Honestly, the bike shouldn't have started. I think it was starting on the main jet. It shouldn't have started at all. But at least tomorrow, once they're back on, we're going to know that they're on well. They should be sealing. The floats are original, possibly the very original, and they're not Teflon coated, so they don't have a rubber at the top, and that's kind of okay, but the rubber coating ones seal much better. So I'm going to have a look and see if I've got any coated ones, because they might be better. Although these work for many years, so maybe they should just be cleaned and go back in. I'm surprised metal on metal works at all at stopping fluid, actually. Billy got his bike serviced, we saw all that. Air filter, oil filter, no need to touch the plugs, and he sealed a couple of air leaks in the exhaust, so that's all good to go. And Rabdab did very little, really. Didn't even manage inspirational speech of the day. My new thing is Rabjab's wise words of the day, and he goes, People love it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the carb clean on this. It felt really nice to run it around in a circle. I know it seems really stupid, but it felt lovely being able to run it. I haven't run it since probably this time last year, actually. Last year, yeah. So really nice to run it up and down.
Summertime last year.
The next day.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. We've got the carb stuff to do on this today. I think they'll be good to go, done and dusted. Actually, it ran like crap the last time I started it. I know you guys have just seen a video of that, but maybe you can't hear it too well in the video, but it ran badly. For anyone half interested, recently me and Paul, I've mentioned it a couple of times, we're kind of looking into watches, buying and kind of fixing and moving on, just out of curiosity really. So I've just started a second channel, and I think I've called it Bargain Finds UK, but I'll put a link in the description just on this video For anyone half interested, its focus will be mainly around buying in bulk, probably watches, seeing how many I can repair, seeing if I can move any on and make a bit of profit. It's also going to be a very gentle channel, almost ASMR-like, which is stuff that people use to help them relax or get to sleep. So very, very different to here. I'm not expecting you guys to all support me on that channel, because it really isn't an everyday channel for, you know, if you're into bikes, some of you may be into that stuff. When I suffered with mental health, I used that, well, you know, when I was really bad with mental health, I used the ASMR stuff every night to help me get to sleep, and that was kind of looking up things that you find relaxing, whether that's a massage or a haircut or certain music. That's what it was. And I found someone who serviced watches, mine upper top end watches actually, and I really liked that. So I'm kind of jumping on that feeling for me. So yeah, if you're half interested, go over to that channel. Obviously, any support offered is lovely, but I'm really not expecting you guys to jump across, because it's very different to this. But that's Bargain Finds UK. I'm hoping I can get the carbs a bit cleaner today. They were so bad. They were one of the worst I've seen in a long time. So I left fuel in overnight to hope that it really, really soaks away any crap. And then I will spray through again. Even the floats were really heavy with dirt. And actually, it just won't be floating properly. This is one of the worst, look. It's so bad, I was hoping the fuel would loosen it right up. And then I'd like to get these back on. What I'm going to do is bench test them. So I'm going to set them up here, put a bit of fuel down a line, and let's check that they're holding before I put them back on the bike. Because again, the valves are the old-fashioned metalhead ones. And they were never that great at stopping the fuel anyway. Ideally, you'd have some sort of suction system, but, you know, it doesn't. Hopefully then this bike will just run and idle a touch better. I'm going to need to do all of the resetting of the balancing, which should be straightforward enough on this bike. I found it much easier on this bike than on John's Triumph for some reason. I think these carbs are just a little bit more forgiving, maybe. I'm not sure, actually. Right, so let me see if I can get these cleaned up and back on. Oh, the Piaggio Fly sold last night, full price £9.50. One annoying thing was that the headlight wasn't working on it, so he's coming back today for me to fix that.
Half of them we can edit it out.
Okay, this is a very basic test to see if the carbs are holding fuel. I've just set it up basically. I'm just going to tip fuel in the container in hope that both carbs hold. My biggest concern on this occasion isn't actually the carbs not holding, it's will the right carb let fuel through, because the floats is very sticky, it's sticking closed, which is not ideal. But that's with airflow. It might be better with fuel flow. Right, let's switch that on, and we're looking for any leak at all. If it overflowed, you would see some come out here because there's an overflow tube. So that appears to be holding fuel now. I'm going to give it 30 seconds and then I'm going to switch the fuel off. I'm going to brake. I don't think the tubes are working actually. I guess I'll just tip them up and see if any fuel appears to come out of both sides. But at the moment, they're holding fuel. I just need to make sure the right side's got fuel. Yeah, that looks okay to me. I don't know if braking the things are working actually. Let's have a look. They weren't clear, so I don't think they'll work. But I'll tip them up and see what's in them. Okay, so I'm not sure about fuel flow, so I'm just going to hook it up and see what we have going on. So it's this side I'm worried about. So I'll hold this side up. So fuel on. Let's just see what naturally happens. Right, let me hold this one. There is fuel flow there. I don't know if it's fast enough.
That one's
That's
more
good.
faster. That one's good. It's that one. Look, it's not going to move.
Well, no, they're kind of both. Oh no, look.
You see, that one moving more faster. Look.
It moves faster if this one's up. But then that's kind of all it needs to do.
You put new jet.
I think that is plenty flow. It kind of seems okay.
Yeah. I don't know, you want to put it back in?
Obviously you can't see it, but I've got a specialist catch can underneath there. So I'm just balancing the cables and the idle screws because they have to be spot on.
Are you hiding a little bit?
No, I'm just balancing the screws because when you then idle it, you have to turn both at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think that's all good.
Time to put the fuel tank in and see if it starts.
Well, I think let's get the engine breather back on. It's the breather and I was going to cut this pipe and put an inline fuel filter because I think there's rust in the tank. So, although I want the air filters back on as well, I'll chuck the air filters back on. I think everything's done there.
Chuck the air filter, put it on.
So let's just check that the carbs are holding on the bike. Now the tank definitely has bits of rust in it, So I do want to get a filter in line, but I couldn't on this occasion. I might need to buy an original tap that has a double output and put 2 filters in line.